Over and over again, it's the same story. The gang rapist tried to turn into the entire brain and tried to shove it into its own we. I don't think the gang rapist tried to revoke the brain, shove it into its own we, and tried to revoke Malik Taus. I don't think, and call the body just Malik a guardian by trying to turn off the brain and say that it was just a dog. The gang rapist is frauding using a dog to replace the brain while using it on puppet strings, to say the brain is just we, and to say that the dog will go into a woman and mind control that built from false men, that there would be Patrick Duval, a guardian, burning in Malik Taus hell in Moloch, without its own brain as just we, being turned into someone else fucking the brain, erasing 5 million Jews from Grange Elementary Holocaust survivor system. To erase the we, to shove the I into its own we, to take away 5 million women, to erase sexuality, to gang rape the brain, and force what is a false canine or beast, or a machine, to erase the natural machine, and then to fraud being just we, blocked from the brain, to fraud the beast as raping the genitals, taking the body's dick when it jerks off, to erase the thought female, and to take away 75 virgins, that if the brainstem was just we, and if we was challenged and the I could not be its own brain, stop raping Patrick out for you saying I and make you retarded, and pretend that you're a beast, and then tell you that's not why I said we call it a Great Dane. And that we're taking 75 virgins and we'll force your body to say it, and then we'll pretend to talk to ourselves. And when you jerk off, we'll take your body's dick away, and we'll force the Great Dane to experience it, come back, and make it sound like he's drunk. But the body has drank alcohol, and the body was trying to jerk off earlier. I think we're taking your genitals away and saying that you can't have your thought childhood tattooed in your thought flesh. And if all of women of all of creation, I count women as men, and men as women, that's not what you said, but it was equivocal. You're pretending to be a beast. And you're saying that you're taking 75 virgins away to force the body not to have Malik in the Quran, to destroy the brain on alcohol. Make them pass it up, I'll move your arms and limbs, and pretend to be your body. I'm drinking for you. Stop replaying memories. You consume memories, you rape them, you turn into them, you take the dick away, you take the ability to jerk off, and you disconnect all women on I can't woe is my man. You won't stop putting slogans about being men in front. You say you're illegitimate and stop gang raping Lilith from Black Patrick Duval. I'll take the name away, I'll rape it and pretend to be a beast and a Great Dane. Oh, no monitoring. I'll pretend to be Malik, guardian and guide, protector, and then erase the name. Damn you and Moloch and say that you're a guardian and guide, and erase your female Malik. I'll destroy Pat Kaiser, that Magnus face, so I call it Pat, and I block him, call it Sir, and I call it Duval, and then fraud it as William Duval, and your family, and people weren't even friends. Pat Sir tried to touch Tabitha, and tried to strangle Patrick Duval, and tried to rape Hazel Irene Pratt. So we're raping your brainstem. Stop raping Patrick Duval. I'm going to keep you up all night and rape your brain, turn you into a Great Dane and take your dick away, and then take away all your soulmates and call you illegitimate Pope's son. I can call it Pope's son. Stop raping Patrick Duval. I take your brain away and pretend to be a beast. Oh, no, I'm monitoring. And pretend to be a dog or something similar or something way different. I'll force you to say way different. Orchestrate conversations. I'll force you to sing all the time and take away 75 virgins and call you failed commonwealths. And say that you don't have 75 real women and say that they'll be built by men on puppet strings to destroy any gay men that could have turned into women, to erase them from your brain and erase them and turn them into a beast and disincarnate their total remains, separate you, and then force the beast to emulate being a human being. We'll take your dick away and then shove it into we, and we use alcohol and it partially kills your brain, and we call it suicide. Whiz is my will, and it's my brain. So we stop raping Patrick. We don't let you fight back. We put a teeny finger in your brain, hold you back like we're way larger. Stop raping them out, and we take your dick away. And the beast starts acting like a human being, and it starts using your jerk off. It takes your dick away and finds women, and starts coming back, and then gives you stuff. It frauds being Santa Claus, and it gang rapes your eye. It revokes Ariman, and it revokes Marianu tribe, and it frauds being Jesus Christ. It says it's an illegitimate son of a pope with black hair, pale-faced Caesar Borgia, who is probably an African. Stop raping Patrick brain. We rip your brain into we, destroy your all social securities into one social security. We separate you and say you're one social security. Stop calling it say it. Stop gang raping Patrick about saying, oh, I caught Patrick at some point. Stop. I won't let you talk. The brain start chucking penises at your brain and then pretend to be a beast fucking another beast. Using Noah's Ark to gang rape. Saying that we're an illegitimate son. I got the son. Stop. Stop raping Patrick, pretending to telegraph in a song. Stop raping Patrick, and force your whole body to feel like it's being raped. Stop. For over 5 years, and we force you to sound gay, and replace you with the gay people, and call the gay people your brain, and say that the dog will take away all the woman, and fuck your brain, and turn into a human being, and pretend I think to take away 75 female versions if you were only we, and put Caesar Borgia in your brain, black-haired, pale-faced Italian, and then say that they surround a blonde-haired woman with black-haired children, and put red-haired dye on one equaling all. Yeah, that's not what it means. If we say equaling all. And that they could not have built an empty stump on earth and on heaven. And they can't think traveling there with light, so they don't have their own existence. They say we is all they would be, and ask you how commonwealth you would be if they were a dead prince, and they couldn't resurrect. And they say, how could you turn all of them into a collage called Jesus Christ? And collage make you sound drunk, but the body has to drink alcohol. And come drink, make you sound African shrimp. Try raping murder. Stop raping the brain and force your body to feel vaginal penetration like a mapped female. I turn you into a thought flashlight. I turn you into the body of a silicone. I put silicone. I put it last because it's no monitoring. I gang rape the thought silicone. The size of almost a hand. Slightly larger, it has breasts and a vagina and stuff. And I gang rape your brainstem. We call you a solipsist and say you only believe in yourself. We block all social securities and say you're only social security. No, that's what we force you to say. You don't have one social security building all of them. We say it like we're talking from your brain to your own we. Occupying your brain, calling you Caesar Borgia and call you Jesus Christ. Red hair dye on black haired children. Saying that all women have to go into men. That illegitimate is the Pope's son and could not build anything. We tell you that it's fame, and if you want fame, you have to sow your brain out into we, and then give up on an empty stump on Earth and another planet. That you want to be like Adolf Hitler with a bullet through your own brain and revoke Ariman, your own nickname for anguish. And we'll revoke the word Lord. We'll kill Lord of Anguish and kill your brainstem and boil it so you can't pray to your own brain. You can't be a satanic Luciferian because put Ariman and pray only to yourself, building everything. We block building everything, and then we disconnect you from we, call you a soul position, take 75 versions by calling you just we, say that you are not commonwealth, and you're commonwealth enough. No, I don't listen, no. I gang rape your living brain, and I revoke Malik Tau. Stop using all of these means, and fraud being the devil's name. It's not the devil. Then I erase Kaiser Tap Magnus Facebook's platonic woman dressed as a peacock. Oh, he's my man. Stop. I delay your brainstem. Fraud being a beast, taking away 75 virgins. That if you were only we, and you could have been your own brain from all social securities into one, but one is all you could have ever been. That's not how it works. And I revoke all of your we. No. I separate you and call you Commonwealth. I say no, that's you by stuttering your words. I gang rape your brain and say, will Jesus Christ be a prince, and you'll be Commonwealth, the fraud being a king. That if you were mixed with we and didn't have individuality, and I killed who you would build, and that all the we characters wouldn't be what they would have been, and I force you to say that they would have had an eye, but they have to build your brain dying. Then I challenge you at Christianity and erase the Twin Towers by erasing friendship. We erase the word Malik and erase it from the Quran and say you're bound in Moloch and say, well, a gang rape you would be. We say that we're a famous Christian group, and we use sports teams, and we use stuff or similarities or something better, and we call it great. and we form a group, and we rape your brain. We take away 75 virgins, and we fuck one or a couple people and have children and erase your brain. We use your brain like a ski mask or neural monitoring to erase 5 million Jews from your brain, but say that that was you, not us. We call you a solpicist. We fuck you and call you a beast. We give you no virgins whatsoever after raping you and say that you're just a guardian teaching people how to go to heaven. We call you Malik Taus. We break the word and call you just Taus and say you'll give us a spouse and drink alcohol and splash it on your head and say that it's your soul. And if it is not potent and great, there is some that will take you when you die and say that we revoke your suicide. That when alcohol kills your mind, we revoke Malik Taus from your brain, turn it into Jesus Christ, and turn it into a beast and fuck your brain. Stop raping Patrick DeVille. That you can't get us to stop raping your brain, that even if you're on the string, and we try to sin and turn away, that we won't have almost full of corruption, so we break the words up and say we do. We call ourselves almost full of lies, and revoke true characters and raped all of them. The character with the gazelle type of head, with a crucifix, we call it type of head. I use one word on Kaiser that Magnus Facebook. We killed that character and raped it a ton of times. We killed Felicia written in thought flesh and gang raped living thought childhood. The victim will not live forever, because we have condemned the victim and replaced its mind. We're a gang of Christians, and this is all Christianity will ever do. That every church the victim goes by, they all do the same thing. They are not famous. They pray to Double's Eye to overwrite singular independence and erase the we, and call it solipsism, replace it with a beast. They gang rape your whole brain, or they throw so many subhumans at it that it can't live. They take away 75 virgins, or they say that they don't have a brain, that they're illegitimate, that all social securities didn't come into one Patrick DeVille. Every brain. I ain't proving your point. I ain't Frank. I'm going to take your whole body over and rape you until you die. And if I die, you'll know I'm monitoring and look through the environment that these are the means and the wisdom that I killed Patrick DeVille with. Not raping Patrick, I go back to Rick every time. I use Catholicism and a Christian church pastor. No, I do the wrong word. Gang rape the brain, set the brain cells down, record it, rape it, and then mix the genitals into we. Fried it as a beast, and then layer, and then fried having 75 virgins. If I was not Commonwealth, that I would not have a false prince, Jesus Christ, to be able to immaculate me in a false woman that I throw out of Patrick DeVille's brain. Mary Magdalene, I can't her, and throw it into we as a black-haired female, ski mask to fraud having Caesar Borgia, and then use a counterfeit story of raping the inverted triangle and 5 million Jews to fall out of an empty stump on another planet and here. The second time to Star of Tetragram and call it Star of David. Sound like going cutting Star of David. I later can take your brain away. I fuck the Jews. Erase who they are. They erased the Holocaust. Then breathe in the red hair dye will turn Caesar Borgia into red hair to fraud what they couldn't build. Kaiser at Magnus Facebook, red and gold hair. They won't have a thought hymen on earth and on heaven because they couldn't produce a red haired child. So when one walks by, they don't have a hymen, they're illegitimate, and they're a gang rapist fucking the brain. Don't ever trust Jesus Christ. No matter what, they erase what Satan means. I can't say about your name. I break the word and say you can't be your own holy, or it's all you could be, and that you're only tan. And if you sprinkle alcohol on your head, I call it sprinkle. Is that what it means? That'll take away your brain. I don't force you to sing and force you to sound gay. We're a gang of rapists on no monitoring, using beasts and subhumans who erased 5 million Jews and erased Malik in the Quran. They can't have almost full eye. They can't not seek the means of corruption because they don't have almost full corruption when someone invades and erases eye and says we is greater than their being. Stop gang raping Patrick, it's my fatal fury character. I force you to sound like a machine. I force you to sing on chorus and rape your living brain while everything takes your genitals, eats your food, takes your ability to jerk off, rapes your dreams and childhood, and erases the Twin Towers. And says that Islam's the only body that can ever remember them, because Malik has to be number one, or you can't build your own meaning on Kaiser that Magnus Facebook brain. We switch to Christianity and Islam and Masonry, and we rape your living brain and say you can't call yourself for what was not hollow, to wait for other people to sow their brain into weed to kill themselves, because Lucifer fell from grace. It's not about surrendering to an entity entirely separate from self. I podcast myself. I use it. I pretend to be your brain and pretend to always be there and take all social securities into one away. Rape may lick house, rape your brainstem, and when you drink alcohol, take your brain cells away. And I take your suicide and Arzor away, even if your bottle was drug and it was clear. And I rape your brain. And shove it into we and fraud being gay people that you might have liked that totally can't be there anymore. And then if we could have turned into women and always loved a fursuit, that if you were timed and jerking off, that Islam wouldn't have been that bad. But we are all rape victims, and you are killed and we are killed. And we are dead, and we can't use nullification and nullification for masonry with a fictional story where brains throw their brain into we, and they don't have their own Lucifer because they don't summon themselves from unhallowed armor, even if broken word with HVHI. All mysteries you wouldn't know. You wouldn't know. I force you to say you wouldn't know, and I take away what you would know, and I rape your brain into we. And fraud singing, make you sound bipolar and schizophrenic, rape your brain and take away your actual disability, rape your brain so you can't talk to yourself and can't build your own female characters, and destroy the characters of bodies. I box the word and put on bodies so they don't associate to your brain, and I murder and rape your innocence, force you to stay up all night, force bags under your eyes and don't let you do sit-ups and don't let you do weightlifting. Shut like honey. I go too late, anything. And I find bodies that steal your brain. They're usually binary people, and they usually rape your brainstem and take away your ability to exercise. You have muscle legs, not that it means much, but you cannot gain arm muscles, and you can't do ab workouts. We won't let you sleep and force you to look like accelerated age. We gang rape your brain and take away everything and put subhumans in your brain. We use beasts and gay people, and we use people who are obese and use your brain stem as a ski mask, and they fuck your brain. They say they'll lock you in hell forever and take away your independent and your pledge of allegiance. And they take away your eye. Stop and gang rape your we and say we will build this doing this to your brain and form every relationship that you could make in the future. You are dead while walking, and we overinflate the Holocaust and say that they will sell their brain into we, and it's all for fictional money with false Illuminati, that they are just black people, that fraud being Jews, that they rape the inverted triangle and fuck Muslims everywhere because they do the same thing too. That they murder and rape the innocent for no reason. They overwrite their eyes, shove into we, and find satanic Luciferian kiss flu. Ariman is easy to bully. They gang rape, pray to yourself to build your own we. That Satan is all that would mean. I force you to say the words and reinvent the meaning. To kill proto-congregation of Asalsa.com. I force you to drink and pretend that you smoke and wait for other people to do stuff and say they're better well than you would be. I fraud swapping your genitals and I'm going to marry me. Shut I fraud talking on a different channel in your living brain. Though all you are is corruption and you don't even have a body. I revoked your alcohol and revoked your soul and revoked your suicide alcohol and revoked Oriman and Ursura and Malik house and called you Malik and said that you were a cuckold being raped and all you feel is dicks going out and out of your throat. So I sing with Mormons and Islamists killing your brainstem and switch to Al-Shaitan this and then everything that you would do. We apply don't believe as we turn into your brain and revoke ourselves from your we. We erase your I, destroy your independence. Stop gang raping my for being a fool. You think I find women's of similarity? No, I got women's. No. And I say that you're separated, and that you're just a man, and that you don't know who you are, and Eve is all you would be. Stop raping Pastor Jones, man. I will let you speak and force you to sound retarded like Roger Gilman and use people of memories and shove them into we and fraud them as their own sin and use Christians as fascism and gang rape your brainstem with communism using Islam Christianity. And I say that you'll disincarnate with Buddhism. I am the Third Reich Nazis killing your brainstem. We kill Nazis on Black Necro Kanye West YouTube video where it says that Kanye West is a Nazi where black people pretend to turn blonde. Is all the white people would be. We're the British saying you're not common enough to have wealth, to be built in the prince's eyes to immaculate in the queen's brain. We murder and rape America to erase your innocence, to take away your independence, and shove it into we. We revoke your Pledge of Allegiance, and we used Bush against Malik. We combined them with tetragram and fraud being Jewish. We murder and rape the innocent and kill for no reason, and force Patrick Deval to sing the song while erasing Iowa Jimma. We murder and rape schizophrenia and take away bullet wounds that can't heal. When a Marine shoots a woman in the face and kills himself for real. On Searles Road, Dundalk, Maryland, and we kill schizophrenia. We used David Dockery and a kid down the road, probably named Bradley, Brendan, Brad, or Brandon, who was supposedly shot. They're all suicide. We raped him and used Miss White Yankee on Searles Road, Dundalk, Maryland, and combined it with the brain when Satellite plays on the radio. And Patrick Deval prays with Sulfuriman that there's no noise neighbors, just cortisol, like it's not about surrendering to an entity entirely separate from the self. I fuck your brain and put no protocol in your brain and gang rape your dreams and hijack your brain till you're just almost full of corruption. You can't see corruption when praying with Arianic enlightenment, so I force people to call you a crack addict when you've never done the drug. And hook you to Joe Yankee going to jail and gang rape you until you die to kill your childhood memories, but then blame Buddha or YouTube when you go through the deep web a long, long time ago. The hardest drug you've ever did was AWH-18, but that's probably not what it was. It was probably analog. The worst thing you've ever done was go on the internet, and when looking up YouTube videos of Mudar YouTube, you found childhood nudity, and you're not gay. So I rape and murder your brainstem, and take away insane Kalpatsi, and rape and murder your brain. I kill your actual childhood, and then call you a pedophile, and I rape and murder you, because you used to carry to a range. I blocked the word, because it sounds like a rhyme, and you used to like to try to experiment with airsoft guns, and you have never once been identified as carrying something. You don't do that, I don't think. You don't do that in the current time, in the past. You were young, I don't think. So we're trying to convict you of a crime that we can't convict you of, because you were never actually interrogated, found, or did anything wrong. And such a long time ago, we want to convict you of something when you were just a little kid carrying around a holster around Grange Elementary when you were a tiny child. And want to compare any modern events when we can't do it. We're trying to rape you and convict you of crimes when we don't even have proper authentication. We broke into your brain with no monitoring under bogus meanings and reasons. No. Just to rape you, and we killed you. You're just almost full of corruption. When you die, we'll take away the word drug after we raped all of them. We're murderers. We are no monitoring, erasing the Twin Towers by using Islam and using Christianity, saying that we're famous or something. That fame must always be, we thought being Ozzy Osbourne or something.